Hello everybody, welcome back to this week's Bad Bookers Wrestling Podcast. This is episode 73. It's me and Chris today. No Smoothman, no Matt. They're both jogging on somewhere, I don't know where they are. So yeah, me and Chris. Chris, how are you?
I'm doing fine, mate. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. After Matt's saying he's our new host, he's then jogged off.
Yeah, see, I think it's the first time we've done a podcast, just us two, isn't it? Must be the first
Yeah,
time.
we the last time we did it, we had Dari on. For predictions,
yes,
so it would have been us two, but it is predictions again this week, but we've got no guests, so it's just the main two anyway.
Yes,
the main
fine.
two. But we are doing predictions. We're doing predictions for All Out and NXT UK Takeover. No Royal Quest, but I think me and Smoothman might do predictions on our vlog. Which
That'd be cool.
we're going to,
and therefore there'd have to be a live punishment.
Maybe. See how we feel. So yeah, obviously check that out on the YouTube. When I don't know, are you editing it, Chris?
I haven't spoken to Smoothman yet, but I'll do it. Actually, you know what? I'll do that now whilst we're recording.
Whilst we're recording. Yeah, I think Smoothman's at the cricket.
Livid.
Don't blame him. Right, let's crack on into the news. There's not many bits of news. There's five. Yeah, five. The main bit of news, obviously, it feels like ages ago this came out.
Yeah.
It's just been a long week. John Moxley pulling out of All Out due to his recurring. Is it the same elbow that he had?
I believe it is.
He had what was it? MRSA, didn't he?
Yeah, staph infection on it. Give him a Z-pack.
So that's brilliant. What are we? When did he do it? Like less than a week removed from or going up to All Out, which isn't the best of timings. But with every crowd, there is a silver lining because Pac has replaced him.
Which is a cool thing, but I'm a little bit disappointed that we're not going to see Moxley and Kenny yet, considering there was a nice storybook behind it, and we've not actually seen anything of Pac since, have we? Since the announcement,
no.
As far as I know, no. So it's just going to be a standard match rather than a bit of angst and story behind Moxley thing. And in Being the Elite or whatever it was, one of the Road to All Outs, whatever the fucking series is called, Kenny's basically left with an open mic, but he's basically just talking to camera after he finds out. And I kind of get where he's coming from, in a sense that, you know, you think about it, why is he doing these shows right now? He doesn't need to do it.
I think it was a case of he's just left WWE to try and cram in as much as possible, because he did the whole G1, and then he did some indie shows like the day after G1.
He did. I've seen footage of him wrestling Darby Allin in like a baseball field, which is in the middle of a thunderstorm.
Yeah, that was GCW, wasn't it?
That was absolutely insane. Darby Allin shitting himself whenever there's a bit of thunder. It's quite funny.
But yeah, I think it's probably a case of he just wants to wrestle, which is always a good thing. But with a massive pay-per-view coming up, you kind of need to. But hopefully he's not out for too long.
I mean, the other side of it is it's not an injury, is it? It's a staph infection. It's you know, that could happen at any time. But it's just the luck of the draw, I suppose.
It is right. But yeah, Omega and versus Pac. I still think that probably would have been the title match. But if Pac wasn't Dragon Gate tied, let's crack on with the other bits of news. It's been announced that Tony Schiavone has joined AEW's broadcasting, but this doesn't necessarily mean that he'll be on commentary, as he may do backstage interview roles. He is also going to be a producer on live events.
I have nothing to add to that. Okay.
Obviously, Tony Schiavone was head honcho on commentary for WCW.
Yes.
Obviously, he can't do that because JR. But there was rumours that it was rumours that it would be him, JR, and Excalibur, which would be decent.
Be interesting, certainly. Because I mean, because obviously JR worked at WCW. I mean, were they a commentary team together then?
I'm not too sure. If I'm honest, I can't remember.
No,
I don't think they were.
Because I mean, I have very, very little WCW knowledge. I'm sorry, I was never into WCW, so it's of no significance to me.
Disgusting behaviour.
No, what's disgusting behaviour is going to watch the cricket instead of being on the podcast. That's disgusting behaviour.
That's pretty disgusting to be fair.
Livid.
Up the cricket. Drew McIntyre revealed in an interview with Fightful that his next step after leaving TNA, or when his TNA contract lapsed, was going to go to New Japan because he had desire to work there and he wanted to live in Japan. But he got a call from his mentor, as he put, William Regal, to speak to Triple H on potentially moving to NXT. And as they say, the rest is history.
I replied to a tweet that stated this earlier on, and it kind of banged. The response, no, it's Cultaholics one. Cultaholic basically outlined what you said there. And I said we probably should. I get the feeling that he's probably thinking he should have gone to New Japan, considering how things are going for him at the moment. It's just sad.
The problem New Japan have got is Okada. Now, Okada is one of the best in the world, but
yes,
he's booked to be incredibly strong.
Roman.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah.
Or even Cena wins levels.
But he will take a pinfall. Like, he took the pinfall loss against Suzuki, which made their match for Royal Quest.
Yeah.
But it's just... I don't know. I think he would probably be... Him and Ishii, that's all I'm thinking. That could have been awesome. But yeah, I would have liked to see him in New Japan, but I think it's probably better for him. He could probably do New Japan at some other time.
I've just speaking of this, because I've obviously before we start the podcast, we sort of run through what news we're going to talk about. Something that's just cropped into my mind in relation to New Japan and things is Gallows and Anderson. I watched Lillian Garcia's podcast with the OC. And it's very interesting in a sense that to be honest, I don't tend to watch Lillian Garcia's ones. They're usually quite fluffy and a bit boring most of the time. But Gallows and Anderson talked specifically about their run leading up until sort of quite recently, and they were miserable. I mean, like they were counting the days till their contract ran out. So you could argue that they were on the verge of fucking off back to New Japan. And I genuinely think the only reason that they've signed their new contracts and are staying is because AJ wants to be with them and form this OC, because they agreed that the club just wasn't cool. It was rubbish because it's not Bullet Club, and they would love to have done Bullet Club. But obviously, New Japan owns that, so the OC is something a bit different, and you can tell they're really enjoying themselves now. So I just think that the way Drew is booked to decimate opponents and then lose. That's happened in every match he's in. He decimates opponents and then loses. Ricochet, that's the exact thing that happened on Raw with Ricochet, but I digress.
Let's not mention last week when we told you he would lose.
Yeah.
There will be another draft before Fox and USA Network, at least, for like a superstar shake-up, as they call it.
It's not a superstar shake-up. It's an actual full-on, complete roster draft.
If they do it like 2004,
I love those.
They were intense. For like, oh my god, someone wins a match and it's like, who's going to go over? Oh my god.
Or when Triple H got drafted to SmackDown, then back to Raw in the same night.
Was that Triple H or Cena?
That was Trips. I'm sure that was Trips.
It might have been Cena as well. To be fair, I seem to remember Cena doing it as well.
Okay.
But Trips seems like the type of person to do.
Yeah. But no, you get the impression he sort of went backstage and went, don't really want to go. Don't really want to work Tuesdays. Can you just, put us back?
Nah, you're all right, mate. I'm staying here.
But no, it's I like the idea. I think the roster, the complete roster needs a shake-up. Bear in mind, you've got the old NXT situation cropping in now, so you could see a few moving to NXT back, because NXT is obviously going to 2 hours. So you could see a few people sort of moved up, or it's not even moved up anymore. It's moved across to NXT, or back from NXT over to Raw or SmackDown. It could be very interesting, and I think Gargano's going to go. I think Gargano's done his last NXT match.
I'm just looking. When does this happen? Before Fox, it's October time, isn't it? It's the 4th of October, something like
4th of October or 8th or something like that.
So, brilliant! Their first pay-per-view after that's Saudi Arabia. So no. But then it is Survivor Series. So
there you go.
The last bit of news is the PWI 500. Is it 500? Yes. It is.
Yeah, PWI 500. Yeah.
Which was topped by Seth Rollins. Now, the people always get mad at this on Twitter. I seem to shoot on the IWC every week. It's kayfabe based. But some of the picks are a bit odd in a way. The first one, number 10, is especially odd.
Smoothman's gonna throw a hissy fit.
So I won't do all 500. Obviously, I'll do the top 10. So number 10, Will Ospreay. Now, best of the Super Juniors. He did well in G1 as well, and obviously won the junior heavyweight title.
Arguably the best would you say he's the best in the world right now?
Yes, purely on consistency.
Yeah, I mean he hasn't put on a bad match. Not that I've seen.
Not that I can remember.
No.
Number 9 is Tanahashi. Obviously, he won the title at Wrestle Kingdom, the main heavyweight title at Wrestle Kingdom, but he did lose it quite quick, and he hasn't really done much since I can remember. No.
I mean, in theory, would Jay White be up there with that one?
He's not a star yet, mate.
Oh, sorry, he's not a star yet. Sorry.
Number 8, Kenny Omega, which I find a bit strange. He hasn't done much this year.
Well, it's the name, isn't it?
Yeah, but if it's done on kayfabe, he's had like 2 big matches. Number 7, Roman Reigns.
Understandable.
The Universal Champion for a little bit. Beat Brock.
And beat Cancer.
And that. Number 6, Johnny Gargano. He's won several titles this year. Makes sense.
And has genuinely probably the breakout star from NXT. If you think about it.
He's definitely the John Cena in a way, but not winning all the time. He's just when you think of when he fought at WWE a few years ago, it's like John Cena. When you think of NXT, Johnny Gargano.
Yeah.
Number 5, Okada. Longest ever reigning IWGP heavyweight champion.
Yep.
It's going to be up there. Number 4, Kofi, which makes sense in a kayfabe list.
Yeah, considering he's basically unbeatable at the moment. I mean, they've Trouble in Paradise is OP as fuck now, isn't it?
It is. It's gone from everyone kicks out a 1.5 to
it's a signature. Dead. So yeah,
dead. Number 3, AJ Styles. He's won a fair few titles this year.
Yeah, and I hope that they really do something with the OC with this OC thing, because they're starting to now. But they could turn into a bit of a super group. Maybe bring 1 or 2 others into it to make it into a lethal faction. I think that'd be really cool. And, Sammy Nakamura.
Nakamura could be an interesting thing.
Yeah,
considering Nakamura was obviously he was there when Bullet Club were thing when AJ Styles was a leader.
And also, Anderson and Nakamura are like best mates.
Yeah, and so that'd be interesting to see. Number 2, Daniel Bryan. I guess he was WWE champion for a little bit. Wow,
he made his own belt.
He made his own belt. He's won the WWE championship and a tag team championship. So number 2's I would say a bit high for a kayfabe list.
I'd probably put him about 6, maybe 7.
He'd definitely be top 10.
Yeah.
3 years ago, Daniel Bryan wouldn't have even been on the list. So number 2's a great achievement for the lad.
Very much so, yeah.
And then number 1, Seth Rollins.
Yeah, it makes sense, really, doesn't it?
He's beaten Brock twice this year. I think that's enough to get in top 10, really.
Well, I say, shouldn't Brock be in there somewhere? Didn't you go into this year as champion?
Yeah, I mean, he probably should be Money in the Bank winner. He held the belt. When did Roman drop it?
November.
So he held it for 6 months before that. So drawings, because this is done over the year. So
August to August, is it?
He should be up there. He's won it twice. So he's won it twice, Money in the Bank. So he should be up there. But I don't know where he ranked on the list.
I'm curious, any women been in the PWI top 10?
They do a men and women's list. So I assume Becky's going to be top, isn't she?
Becky, then Ronda, then Charlotte, then Bea Priestley.
Yeah, probably.
Is that the one? Is she the one who's working TNA at the minute? Has been doing some really good stuff with Sami Callihan.
No, that's Tessa Blanchard.
Tessa Blanchard. I get them two mixed up. I just do.
She would be up there as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know the women's one. I don't know if it's been released or anything. Chris literally told me about it 5 minutes before he left. So yeah, that is the news. Like I said, short news day. We'll jump straight into predictions, shall we? Seeing as Raw and SmackDown weren't exactly talkative.
No, not particularly.
We're going to do NXT UK first. Obviously, Chris, you're a massive fan of NXT UK, so you know everything. And then we're going to jump into All Out. I haven't decided whether these are going to do... Because usually with NXT stuff, because there's only 5 matches, I add it to the other predictions. But because it's WWE and AEW, maybe I'll do 2 separate ones.
Maybe. We'll just see how it goes.
The first match I've got here.
All right, who do you want to read? Do you want to read Matt or Smoothman?
I'll read Smoothman, so you can do yours and then Matt's.
I'll do the offensive ones, okay.
So it's me first, and then Chris, Matt, and then Smoothman, because Matt and Smoothman won the last predictions. The first match we're going to go into then. Dave Mastiff versus Joe Coffey in a last man standing match. I'm going to go for Mr. Joe Coffey. I will reveal why later.
Oh, you've got actual reasons. So I've gone for Dave Mastiff because he looks like a meatball.
That is true.
He looks like a bowling ball. You could lay him on his side. He's got the Otis vibe about him, hasn't he?
He's like, he can't, not as comedic, but he's definitely that size.
Yeah.
Kind of. If Otis was like bigger, he would be Dave Mastiff.
That's fair. But yeah, I've got no real sort of. This will be a recurring theme. I have no reason for the majority of my picks across both.
But you're
shows.
the biggest fan.
Exactly. It's not like I'm doing a watch along or anything on Saturday, is it?
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Where are you doing that, mate?
Twitch.tv/Kangaroo FM. Oh, maybe with Space Toast if he's around.
If he's around. It won't be me or Smoothman because we're in London.
Yes, and Matt's probably working. So, Matt has gone for Joe Coffey. Reason being, haven't got a clue, but Coffey seems like he'll bring a lot of energy because he's full of caffeine because coffee. Cheers, Matt.
He loves that. He loves that joke. Smoothman's gone for Mastiff as well, saying if you can take a cannonball from Big Dave then and get up, you ain't human. It does make a lot of sense.
It does.
Next up, we've got Travis Banks versus Noam Dar, which should be a quality match.
Yeah. Very quick in terms of fast pace, I reckon.
I'm not too sure. If I'm honest, I'm gonna go Travis.
Fuck.
Purely because he obviously missed out on the last NXT, and they might give him a feel good win. Okay.
So, again, going against the grain here, I've gone for Noam Dar on the basis that. Right, Matt's prediction is.
Noam Dar's a good pick. I think you could pick either or here because obviously Noam Dar is main roster talent because he's on 205 most of the time. So as long as it's a good match, I don't care who wins.
Yeah, honestly, I'm genuinely looking forward to just sitting back and watching some good wrestling and just enjoying myself for that one. So then, Matt has gone for, I presume, Travis Banks. Yep, Travis Banks. Reason being, I've heard of Banks. So
Travis Banks. Smooth's gone for Travis Banks. No reason, apparently. Obviously, a bit like you. NXT UK Tag Team Championship Triple Threat. We got the champions, grizzled young veterans of Zach Gibson and James Drake, versus Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews, versus Gallus, Wolfgang, and the other Coffey brother Mark. This is where I'm going to explain my pick for Joe Coffey. I'm going for Flash Morgan Webster and Mandrews. Purely because I think they want to put the belts on to Imperium, Walter's group, and they need a face team to do that, and they need to destroy a face team to do that, I think. And the two other teams are heels. So
I've gone for Grizzled Young Veterans on the basis that they're the champions, and I have no other context to use. This is... You can throw random names at me for most of these, and I'd still have no fucking idea. So, yeah, it's basically Grizzled Young Vets, and I hope they win. I'll be rooting for them.
It is Zach Gibson.
Zach Gibson. I know him, yeah. Scousers. Matt has gone for Cross Young Veterans on the basis that no ideas and champions retain. So again, there's a recurring theme across the board from bad bookers here. Well, from the three of us and not Jack.
Hey, Smoothman's also gone Flash Morgan Webster and Mandrews. He says, think they may go for a face team for a bit. See, he's gone the same reason, but I think they're going to be very much transitional champions to put them on Imperium. Next up, another what should be a fantastic match. These two have probably faced each other countless times. NXT UK Women's Championship match. Toni Storm, the champion, versus Kaylee Ray. For weeks, I've been thinking Kaylee Ray, but I'm going to go for Toni Storm, I think. No, fuck it. I'm gonna go with my first instinct. I'm gonna go for Kaylee Ray. Like the Travis Banks Noam Dar match. I don't really care who wins. This should be a good match.
Yep. Okay, then I'll go with Toni Storm on the basis that she's fucking awesome. I've not seen much of Kaylee Ray, but I know Toni Storm's fucking awesome, except for that Tiger Bomb which looks shit. But everything else, yeah, I'm fine with. Right then, Matt has gone for Toni Storm. Right, let me read it out. Okay, I've read it first just to make sure it's not that offensive. Only way Toni is losing if she is heading to Women's Division on main NXT. Highly doubt they take two blonde Aussies in such a short period of time, so Toni retains.
Smoothman has gone Toni Storm as well. No, nothing about this feud. I just picked Toni without thinking. Smoothman hasn't watched NXT UK recently, so good one. And then the main event. This is going to be main event. I've already seen this match happen live at Progress. The champion, the WWE UK champion, Walter, versus big strong boy Tyler Bate. I'm going for Walter. It makes no real sense for Tyler Bate to have it. And plus Walter's just dominating. Oh my god, it's Walter.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's Walter. No, I've gone for Walter as well. It seemed a bit weird if having him pick, because I've seen little bits of Imperium and they look fucking awesome. It seems silly to take the title off them. They just lose credibility straight away. So yeah, Walter to me makes sense. And
it adds into my thing about Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews winning it. So then Imperium are the big dominant group.
Yeah.
And then a new group comes up and a bit like what they did to British Strong Style just takes their spot kind of thing.
Yeah, that's fair. Matt has gone for Walter. Vince will oversee this because he's going head to head with New Japan and AEW. Therefore, big bastard beats little guy because height.
I don't think Vince knows what an NXT UK is.
Oh no, didn't he tweet that? Remember, he was are you watching Vince and like that?
He doesn't run his own Twitter account. Smoothman's gone for Walter because it's Walter. Oh my god, it's Walter. I still watch that video every now and again.
I see Smoothman's feeding into that meme now, so therefore it's not funny anymore.
Oh no, it'd always be funny. We happy? We happy with our predictions? We've all gone very different. Okay, we've all got very different predictions, which is good to see.
Complete and utter. There's no logic behind any of my guesses, apart from Walter and maybe Tony at a push. But no, I've got nothing else with those, so I'm likely going to have to pay some money.
Hopefully, we have an outright winner either way, because we haven't had one of those since Extreme Rules. Yeah, brilliant. We'll go on to All Out then. Do you know? You must know a bit more about All Out, Chris.
Little bit. I know a little bit.
We've got 2 pre-show matches on this card. Hopefully, it's not a bad pre-show like previous. It doesn't look like it will.
Yeah.
We'll go with the first match, which is the tag team match between Private Party versus Angelico and Jack Evans. I'm going to go for Private Party purely because Angelico and Jack Evans seem to lose every pay-per-view, and plus Private Party are facing Young Bucks on TV. I think week 2.
I didn't know that.
Didn't you?
No.
Oh, so yeah, Private Party to win, to gain some momentum facing the Young Bucks. Chris, who have you got and why?
I've gone for Angelico and Jack Evans on the basis that they've lost quite a lot and they need to stop losing so much, otherwise they have no credibility as a team, and they're very flippy.
It makes me think whether they've come in as like trainers.
Yeah.
Because there was loads of hype with them coming in.
And they've just lost everything.
And it's just like, they must have come in as trainers or something.
This is true. So Matt's gone for Private Party. His reason is if it wasn't Chris's thing, I'd have tossed a coin. So it's eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Thank you very much, Matt, for your contribution.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Smoothman's gone for Private Party as well. Seems to be popular with the BTE guys. Deserve to win over the other team, in my opinion. In Smoothman's opinion, anyway. Right. 21 Women Casino Battle Royale. I don't think every member's been announced. I'm not too sure who's in it. I haven't looked. I haven't looked recently. I know a couple of names. I haven't looked at all.
Are you going to go for the obvious one, which is B Priestley?
No,
because I've not gone for B Priestley.
I don't know who you've gone for. I'm hoping it's not the same. I'm hoping. I do hope everyone's gone different ones. I'm going to go for Awesome Kong.
Oh no, I didn't do that.
Okay, good. I'm going to go for Awesome Kong. It kind of seems like a way to get Brandy to the title. So I'm going to do that.
You can't say that with a straight face, can you?
No. Chris, who have you gone for?
I went for Britt Baker. I hope she's wrestling in this, and I hope that
she's cleared. No, she's cleared.
Brilliant. But yeah, I've gone for Britt Baker on the basis that she's utilised as much. They've thrown her in any situation since AEW started. They've either put her in front and centre as the women's division. So give it to her, and that's great.
And she's Adam Cole's
baby. Matt has gone for. Oh fuck! He went for Baker as well.
Fuck's sake, Matt, you ruined everything.
Cunt. Mrs. Adams Cole is the best women's wrestler in the company. End of. Hope she's Mrs. Adams Cole. I hope she is Adams Cole's missus, or I'm going to look like a douche.
Do anyway now.
Yes.
Britt Baker's a good shout, to be fair.
Yeah.
That is a pretty spot. So you said the obvious one that Rich Smoothman's gone for, B Priestley. But that was obvious, always going to happen because she's Mrs. Ospreay. Yeah.
Boring.
So we could have had a different one for everyone.
That'd have been really cool.
Damn it, Matt. God damn it.
So your fault, Matt.
I don't want him back on. He's going to be host next time he's on. He's going to shoot on me. 6-man tag, which was added fairly recently. I forgot to add it to the spreadsheet earlier on, and I had to get the boys to do it again. But 6-man tag, SCU versus Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt. I kind of feel like SCU are going to win it here. I just can't see Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt winning.
Well, SCU haven't won since AEW.
They have. They beat the OWE lads on the first pay-per-view.
That doesn't count.
It does count.
It kind of does, yeah.
I can't. I don't see. I think the Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marcus could probably take a loss, and it wouldn't really affect them too much. Yeah. They'll still be quite over with the crowd.
That's fair. I mean, I've gone Luchasaurus on the basis that I expected everyone to go SCU, so I just wanted to sort of try and pick something a bit different to try and obviously give me an advantage later on down the line. So I get a feeling a lot of the results later on are going to be very similar.
So Matt's going to definitely pick Luchasaurus then, is he?
Is he? Because they're more over. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Matt, you're a dick.
Matt's picked Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, Marco Stunt, because they're more over.
It's because they're more over. Smoothman let me pick his prediction. I went for SCU.
You should have gone Ziggler.
I was tempted to put Sting.
Of course.
But Smoothman would cry. So I went SCU for Smoothman. Hopefully he enjoys that pick. Tag team title, but yeah, not there yet. Tag team tournament match. The winners. So we've had all these triple threat tag teams to get a chance to be in this match, and now this is the chance to get a buy in to the tag team. Okay, Best Friends versus Dark Order. I'm gonna go for best friends. I think they're on a bit of a roll lately. And I know Dark Order have been there, but I think this would be like the big face, like babyface pop kind of thing.
Yeah,
because they're over with the crowd, aren't they? And big babyface pop, get them further into the tournament. The Dark Order are still going to be in the tournament. They could probably still go far there. It doesn't really make a difference who wins, but I think big babyface pop.
Yeah, I went for best friends as well on the basis that who did they fight in the last one? They had a match against someone and they weren't expected to win that at all, and they absolutely dominated it because their best friends are seen as a comedy group or a comedy tag team when they actually not. They are really good wrestlers.
Private Party, wasn't it?
Something like that, yeah. And they were totally not expected to win it. And that's the sort of idea that I've gone with. That they're not expected to win this, so they're going to do it again. They're going to be the underdog tag team.
That was it. They beat SCU and Private Party.
Yeah.
Which we
all got it wrong, didn't we? I'm sure we all got it wrong.
I think we all went.
We all went SCU. Yeah. So yeah, best friends for me. I think they're going to be the underdog tag team of the of AEW.
Plus, they're already over. It makes sense.
Well, there you go. Matt has gone for best friends. Dark Order. Fair enough. If Matt's gone Dark Order, there has to be a payoff for all this crap. Brackets. I assume Dark Order is the gimps with the minions.
Yes, Matt watches the product. Yeah. Smoothman's gone for Dark Order. Was going to go with best friends, but not sure. So talk to myself out of it. Oh, he's in two minds.
Ooh,
He's gone for Dark Order either way. Were these two not allowed in the women's battle royale? Rio versus right.
Fucking hell.
Rio versus Hikaru Shida.
Hikaru Shida.
I'm going to go for Rio because I picked her before, and she got me a point, so she's bae. Shida hasn't wrestled in AEW before.
Pretty sure she has. Hikaru has. I recognise the name Hikaru.
Rio definitely has. I can't remember the name, if I'm honest. So.
I went Hikaru on the basis that I'm pretty sure I've picked her before, and that's gone in my favour.
Ooh, but Rio's bae, so Rio's winning.
Is she actually bae, or is it just a name that you just recognised?
Well, basically, the only reason why I picked Rio because everyone else didn't pick Rio, so I picked Rio, and then she won. So she is bae.
Fair enough. Matt has gone for. I remember which one she is. Can't remember the other. And it's Riho. Matt remembers Riho. And doesn't remember Hikaru. So there you go.
Smoothman's gone for Riho. Random match. Do this. Why aren't they allowed in the Casino Battle Royale? I guess you kind of need a women's match on the main card, but still, it doesn't really make much sense. Right, the one we all want, the one I think everyone's waiting for.
Yes.
The absolute mad lads category: Darby Allin versus Jimmy Havoc versus Big Joey Janela.
Who are you going for?
So we know Matt's going to go for Jimmy Havoc. There's no way. We know there's no way Matt's going to not go for Jimmy Havoc. So that's one off.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm going to go for Joey Janela.
Yeah, yes.
Purely because I remember him doing a promo when they were all fighting. He made a point to state that he's had 3 matches in AEW and he's lost all 3. And I think this will be the point where he picks up a win. Any 3, I wouldn't be upset.
Exactly.
Hopefully they just go whole hog and someone dies.
I mean,
please don't die.
Yeah, please don't die. Rename it to Please Don't Die. Okay, I've gone for Darby Allin. It's a bit of a risky one because in theory, Joey Janela's the favourite, I think, going into this. But I reckon they wouldn't have put Darby Allin in a match against Cody if they didn't see anything in him. And he's a sick bastard, Darby Allin.
But then Joey Janela went up against Moxley.
But
I guess that's more like a death match, dream match kind of thing, whereas going up against Cody is a lot different.
Darby Allin's a sick fuck. And I have no real reason to go for Darby Allin. I
don't think there is a reason.
There's just something about him that I think AEW see, and I think a lot of the fans resonate with him, where he's the sort of the Californian skateboarder loner who does weird shit with fire in the playground. Just I don't know where that came from. He's the guy. He's the guy in the corner with his friend setting fire to leaves. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going for Darby Allin.
I don't think there is a right or wrong reason for anyone.
Yeah.
Because anyone could win, and like I said earlier, I would be happy for anyone to win. So why has Matt picked Jimmy Havoc?
Matt has picked Jimmy Havoc.
Oh, shock! Massive.
I actually think Darby Allin will win, but I can't keep voting against Jimmy Havoc. Also, this one isn't definite, so I'm happy to take a stab at Havoc. That's fair enough. I just say I would love to see any one of them. It makes perfect sense for either one of them to win, so I'm fine with it.
So Matt's gone with his heart. You'd love to see it. You'd love to see it.
Yes.
Smoothman has gone for Joe Janela, and even he said, "Can I pick them all?" So it's a resounding, "Please let them all win." I think.
Yes.
It doesn't really matter who wins. Next match: Cody Rhodes versus LA Parker. I'm still mad. I'm not having it. I'm going for Cody based on that reason. Sean Spears is gimmick infringement on LA Parker.
He's gimmicked you. He must be living.
I'm fuming. Absolutely fuming. That's why I'm going for Cody.
Oh, you need to get off the square. There you go. I'll go for Sean Spears. Because he's turned heel, he needs to win.
Oh, fuck him.
He does kind of need to win, otherwise there's no real sort of longevity to it. Sean Spears just turned heel just for the lols. There needs to be longevity in the story, so Sean Spears, I think, needs to win this one. Matt has gone for Cody because NWO rules means Cody wins. Let it go, man.
He's got a point. Smoothman's gone for Sean Spears as well, saying think could. He's a teacher, everyone, and he can't. Think could be a way. Could be a way of getting Spears recognition he deserves. Cody would put him over. If he wasn't being such a dick and being gimmick infringement, I probably would have picked him, but I can't. I just can't. Next match, what we talked about earlier, Kenny Omega versus Pac. I spent a long time thinking about this, and first off, I didn't know who would win in Omega versus Moxley, and I definitely don't know now. I'm going to go for Kenny.
It's the right choice.
You need to win.
Yeah, this exact same reason for me. Kenny needs to win, otherwise he just... How many matches has he had? So he's 2 or 3 matches so far, and he's lost every single one, hasn't he?
He beats Chima.
Oh, yeah, but that does. I'm not saying that doesn't count, but that's not
a throwaway match kind of thing. It was a really good match.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. But it's not against anyone. With all due respect to Chima, it's not against anyone important though, is it? It's like it's like playing a pre-season friendly.
Chima, it was a bit of an exhibition.
Yeah. It was fine, but he needs a proper win against a proper opponent. So that's the reason why I've gone for Kenny as well. Matt has gone. Right, here we go. Kenny. I'll start that again. Matt has gone for Kenny Omega. Reason being, he's already had his ass handed to him too many times. Although Pac needs to not lose. I reckon Moxley comes in and bats Kenny with a chair. Kenny wins by DQ. Also, NWO rules means Omega wins. Let it go.
It depends. Did he say Moxley comes in with a chair?
Yes.
It depends if he's even cleared to do that. But I could probably see it happening.
Maybe.
As long as it's not a headshot like last one.
Or maybe this is all a gimmick. Or this is all a work.
Absolute work. But then Moxley looks like a little bitch for running away. Smoothman's gone for Pac.
All right.
Saying that he thought Moxley would have won, and now it's Pac. The bastard must win. I don't know Pac's situation in AEW. I don't know if he's actually staying or not. So I'm just, even though he's a top boy,
big top boy,
he's an English legend like Jimmy Havoc.
Yes.
NWO rules apply. AAA Tag Team Championships in a ladder match. I forgot to put that down. It's in a ladder match. Lucha Bros, who are champions, versus the young Buckaroonies. I think the Lucha Bros are going to retain. I don't see a AAA would want their tag team titles being flip-flopped about on a different brand, a different company.
Yeah.
So,
you basically give them the same reason I was going to say anyway. It seemed obvious. Otherwise, because Young Bucks are then going to have to go on AAA TV, or go and wrestle AAA to go lose or whatever, or even having their belts on other TV promotions. It's just weird. I'm not a fan of that, so no. I
don't mind it. So Matt's going to go for Young Bucks, I guess. NWA rules.
Yeah, NWA rules. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. What's his reasons? Just NWA rules.
Because NWA rules means Young Bucks win.
It's a sound method of doing predictions, to be honest.
Yeah. It's like you hold all the gold. That went well, didn't it?
Smoothman's gone for Lucha Bros as well. These two keep on having matches, so I just picked one at random. Lucha Bros always seem to lose against Young Bucks as well. Recently, obviously in Mexico they haven't. But yeah.
Good at home, terrible away from home.
Terrible performances. Now, the main event of the evening is going to be main event, but I think this match is going to be a bit of a dud. Honest. Adam Page versus Chris Jericho for the AEW World Championship. I've said since the start Adam Page is winning. I'm not changing my mind.
Wow.
I can see reasons why Chris Jericho would win, but NWO rules apply.
No, that's fair. I've gone Jericho.
There's been legit. I just said as soon as Adam Page won that battle royal, I was like, it doesn't matter if it's Kenny or Jericho.
Yeah.
Page is going to win it because they love Page, don't they?
Oh yeah, they love Page, and sure, but on the first live televised event on TNT, they need their biggest, most recognizable star holding a belt.
Or do they trade that in for a big babyface pop at the end?
But I mean, Jericho could lose the title on the night, and that's fine.
Jericho would get a pop anyway.
Yeah, Jericho's going to get a pop, but I mean, he could lose it to Page on the night. And to be honest, Page's appearances so far have been quite lackluster, in my opinion.
They have.
And I don't, because obviously I don't watch that much. I don't know that much of Adam Page. I mean, I know obviously I recognise the name and I've seen him in Being the Elite and seen him wrestle here and there, but I've not seen enough for me to think that he's someone they should be building the company around.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, I mean, sure he can win it down the line.
I don't think he's a John Cena or a Roman Reigns, if you want to put it.
No, and Jericho's an absolute wanker as a heel, so I'm perfectly fine with having a wanker heel Jericho champion. I'm perfectly fine with that. So Matt has gone for Jericho as well.
So NWO rules don't apply. He's changing his mind now.
Jericho sees himself as a big Borky Lenzer. He'll want to be top of the card as AEW want to steal all the viewers they can get, and Jericho is a name. Wow, I'll say that again. Chris Jericho sees himself as a Borky Lenzer. Oh yeah, Brock Lesnar. He wants to be top of the card, and AEW want to steal all the viewers they can. And Jericho is a name, whereas Page isn't.
So you just said what you said.
In effect, yes.
Smoothman's gone for Adam Page. No reason. He didn't give us a reason. Just Adam Page.
So what we'll say his reason is because Sting.
Yes. Sting to make an interference on Page's behalf. And that is the predictions.
Yay!
For NXT UK and All Out as well. We did polls over on Twitter, and everyone wanted open challenges on Twitter. So a poll, predictions will be going out on Twitter at BadBookersWP, and you can all join in as well. So
that'd be splendid.
That would be awesome. You can join our guest league. Potential. You need to be Toast. Toast is top with 5 out of 5.
I can't have that.
Toast.
So then why don't you make it 6 for this one? So then Toast could in theory lose.
people would still not get 5. We trusted Darry with this, and he got 3 or 2. I can't even remember.
Well, that's because Darry's clearly inferior then.
Space Toaster's ego has just boosted through the roof.
I love you, Darry.
Shall we'll talk a little bit about Raw and SmackDown?
Yeah.
Not going to lie, I've not watched I've watched half of Raw.
Have you seen like highlights and bits and bobs that floated around and stuff?
Yeah, obviously I usually watch it live, but wow, has happened.
Yeah, it's usually my sort of how I usually go by it week to week. The main bits I'll pick out, but I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna just ramble for a little bit because my page has been shut down.
Fantastic. There is something that's.
I've got it.
Oh, you've got it now. Okay, fine.
Found it straight away.
I'll bring it up.
No, that's last year. Ramble, Chris.
Okay, so man down. No, yeah. So apparently, the Fiend is challenging the winner of Strowman and Seth. I really don't like that.
Is it?
It's actually happening at.
Yeah, but is it or did WWE announce it? Or?
Yes. At Hell in a Cell.
Alrighty then.
Yeah. So.
Oh, really?
I don't like that at all. I like the fact that is your PC died or something? Because your screen went completely black then.
No. I found it now. Don't worry. I found what I was looking for.
Yeah, it
seems a bit too soon, doesn't it?
Really, way too soon. He's had one match so far.
Maybe they'll change it. Always subject to change. Right. If we jump into Raw then, where do we kick off? It's just the matches by the looks of it. This is what I'm working on here because this is the latest. I had the Bleacher Report. The Bleacher Reports. Right, we had to pause there. I paused recording. I switched in of headphones. I found Bleacher Reports review. Not the one that I actually found it.
Jack, this isn't our proudest moment, is it? Let's be honest.
That's not my fault. It shut down. We kicked off Monday Night Raw with Sasha Banks cutting a promo in leather trousers because heels have got to wear leather trousers.
That's a fact.
Sure. Matt was very vocal in the DMs saying that Sasha had called. I watched it earlier, and the crowds didn't really care.
Nope. Not even slightly. Because I don't really know what to say. The promo wasn't great either. No, it lacks any sort of punch behind it because, quite frankly, no one cares about Natalya. You could throw in any fucking match. She's the Ziggler of the women's division. It's nothing against her. It's that because for years and years and years and years and years and years, Natalya has booked so fucking poorly that yes, she's known as someone who can wrestle a bit but always loses. So then, yeah. so no one cares. And then she comes out and beats Sasha Banks up. I'm like, oh, brilliant. Wow, Sasha looks like a fucking bitch now. A nice one.
Little bitch.
You weak bitch.
I don't think there's much to really delve on. We're going to fly through Raw and SmackDown. More important things happened on NXT, which I want to talk about. King of the Ring match, Ricochet versus Chris's pick to win. Drew McIntyre. How did it go, Chris?
It went really, really well. It was a typical Drew McIntyre match, wasn't it? Absolutely battered Ricochet for the entirety of it. And then, Ricochet wins it. I'm disappointed that it didn't have to go this way. But now what? Ricochet's facing Joe, so Joe's not going to go through as well. So,
I think they're gonna like have Ricochet come out as this big babyface fight, get battered by everyone, but somehow get to the final. A bit like Tyler Bate in the first UK tournament.
Yeah,
get battered by everyone, but make the final and win.
Yeah, I get that, but you stop putting them against people that I like.
God damn it, Heyman, you knobhead.
Innit?
We had our next King of the Ring match, The Miz versus my pick to win King of the Ring, which I regret now, considering he then put on the
he put it
crown
on
and
the
picked up his
crown.
scepter, whatever it's called. Baron Corbin.
And he did say King Corbin as well.
He did say King Corbin. He did win. He did win here, beating The Miz. Makes complete sense. The Miz is doing naff forward at the moment. Shame that the man has ruined him.
Needs to turn Miz heel again. He needs to go heel. Well, now Mr. and Mrs. whatever it's fucking called. That's Miz and Mrs. whatever it's that fucking reality show that he does. It's finished. The season's over now. Turn him heel again. Turn him heel. Give him what he needs. Miz works so well as a heel. Just give him that.
He does. You just think, what was it? A year and a half ago, 2 years ago, he was the best thing on Raw when he was doing IC title runs, feuding with Roman. He just makes IC belts feel important.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
As a heel. And I think he's one reign away from beating Chris Jericho's record as most ever IC title holder.
Which, considering Jericho's position with WWE now, I think they need to sort that out quite soon.
No, WWE aren't petty, are they?
No.
Next up, Bayley versus Nikki Cross. Decent enough match.
Yeah.
Bayley picking up the win. Obviously, she's SmackDown Live Women's Champion.
On Raw.
But on Raw, wild card. But yeah, decent enough match. Alexa Bliss wasn't there. I don't know why.
I don't really have anything to add to that. It was an okay match.
Not much to add. Right. Tag team turmoil match. I forgot to mention at the start, but Dari asked us a question before the pods, and I didn't say it at the start because I wanted to link it in with this because it was to do with the tag team turmoil match.
Okay.
So I'm just going to read the results. Viking Raiders defeated the B team, and then they hit the Viking Raiders and the OC fought to a double DQ.
Makes sense.
And that it does. You don't want either of them losing at the moment, realistically. And then Ziggler and Rude defeated Lucha House Party. That's an incredible match.
It sounds like something you'd do on WWE 2K18 or something, isn't it?
Universe mode for the titles. Ziggler and Rude then defeated the Revival. And then they defeated Ryder and Hawkins. Darius... I can't keep a straight face. Dari's question. Rude and Ziggler just kidding what was left of the tag team division. Thoughts?
Yes.
Oh, they last eliminated Heavy Machinery.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you know that. I mean, there's a little part of me that's like, Robert Roode's actually getting some TV time, so I'm kind of like that. But Ziggler,
he seems to be getting every single title opportunity at the moment.
Why? What is it? What do they see? I mean, look, a few years ago we'd have been clambering for Ziggler, but because he's basically been the NXT gateway for the last few years, no one cares. I mean, he puts on a solid match, and you know, he doesn't fuck up, and he's great on the mic, and that's all well and good. But no one cares.
I can see them winning as well.
Oh, they will win. They will win because they need to get the
Give
tag
Ziggler
titles.
a title.
No, because they need to get the tag titles off Strowman and
no.
Seth, so.
The main priority: put a title on Ziggler.
Yeah,
which isn't important.
It has to happen immediately.
Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode.
It's a fantastic tag team.
Natalya versus Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks regaining some heat, I guess, after the opening promo.
Yeah,
it was a good match.
Should have been a squash. Should have been a squash.
But yeah, it probably should have been a squash.
It should have either been a squash or it should have been. Oh, what should have happened? Even in that first promo, the first opening promo with Sasha in the ring, she should have stood there with a fucking chair, or with a kendo stick or something, waiting for Natalya to come down, because heels tend to be smarter than faces and are able to anticipate events that are happening. So then, you know, you hold your kendo stick or your chair and you're ready for Natalya. Then she comes and attacks you from behind. You pick the chair up afterwards and beat the shit out of her with it. You know, it needs to be a squash. Sasha needs to be shown as dominating to be in the title picture with Becky, because that's where they want to put her. You can't have a scraper victory against Natalya, and then just for a bit of cheap heat afterwards hit the bank statement again. That's not good enough, really.
Well, she did. She had to scrape.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous.
Brilliant. Welcome back, Sasha.
Yeah, nice one. GG's.
Next up, Cedric Alexander versus Cesaro.
Fucking good match. Cesaro.
Good match.
Cesaro, man. I can't wait to see him in NXT UK. I can't wait.
He might even turn up at Takeover. I assume he will.
He is. He's a Takeover, and he's gonna fight. He's gonna fight Pete Dunne.
Ooh.
That's what the rumor is. The rumor is that Cesaro's gonna turn up in the ring, start talking shit. Pete Dunne's gonna come out, and they're gonna have a match similar to what happened with Finn Balor and Jason Devlin.
That sends chills down my penis.
I said Jason Devlin, not Jordan Devlin. You know what I mean?
Jason Devlin, my boy. Cedric beat Cesaro, which I know we all want Cesaro to win, but it does make sense. Cedric's on a bit of a roll at the moment, finally on Raw, so it does make sense.
And it seems like they're putting a bit of momentum behind the 205 guys that have been called up, which it's taken a while, but I mean, it relates that sort of statement relates to SmackDown as well. But again, we'll get to that.
They need to do it because 205 guys are workhorses, and if they want to compete with AEW, then
absolutely
you need to have workhorses in there. So those three, him, Cedric, Ali, and Buddy, ran the division. So you need to use them. Lucha House Party. Don't care.
No. Could we point out the Lucha House Party did the best tag ever? Where the guy, I think it was Lindsay, would just, I don't know how to describe it. He did like instead of sort of holding his hand out to tag, he just sort of leapt forward and he tagged his head. What the fuck is this?
Like a dog.
It really was. He sort of leapt forward like a tag. It's sort of like, do you remember in FIFA where you used to be out with the goal celebration where you do like the in-right dive? Where, as a goal celebration, you sort of flop forward.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. Except Lindsay or whatever it is,
he
just tagged the top of his head.
He does pencil move as a move.
Yep.
Pencil dive. So he did it for a tag.
Yes, he did.
Main event, United States Championship match. Braun versus AJ Styles. Styles won via DQ. So Braun got DQ'd.
Yeah, it was a very entertaining match, and one that actually made sense. In a sense that AJ got a little bit of offense in. Well, no, it started with Braun absolutely killing him. You know, as in doing the train round the ring and things like that. AJ getting thrown around all over the place. AJ gets a chop block, starts working on the leg, gets a calf crusher in. Bloody blah. Ref gets knocked out of the ring. Usual situation. The OC come down, start beating on him. Strowman's not having a fucking bar of it and starts whacking the shit out of them with chairs. And then the ref's still down. He's down for quite a while in this one. And then hits a power slam. AJ's in the middle of the ring. Sparko. Strowman's beat up the other two with it, holding a chair. Ref goes, I heard that. I heard you hitting the chair. Rings the bell. Disqualification. So
it makes sense. He's facing Seth at Clash of Champions, isn't he? For the Universal belt. He was never going to beat AJ. To be honest, so it makes him look like a monster.
Yes, which is what they want to do. It does pose a very interesting question at Clash of Champions. Is that considering that the Fiend's going to be taking on whoever wins that? I get the feeling
Bray Wyatt did bring Braun Strowman in, didn't he?
Seth could lose the title at Clash. I've got a feeling he's going to lose. And because I mean, there is no conceivable reason why they would throw the Fiend into a feud like this if the Fiend wasn't going to come out of it champion.
Yeah, but it would be like changing the belt every pay-per-view.
It would be a bit off, but at the same time, I don't like the fact that they've thrown the Fiend into this. I made that very clear. It makes no
it doesn't
sense.
Make much sense.
I mean, the Fiend is the hottest
I guess
thing.
they're trying to capitalise on the Fiend being
but he's the hottest thing.
Biggest thing.
Yeah, he's the biggest thing right now. But there needs to be logic behind what happens next, surely. Because otherwise, because now you're going to throw him into a position where if he faces Seth, bear in mind, had just beaten Brock Lesnar to win the title clean.
Yes.
So then you're saying the Fiend is stronger than Brock Lesnar?
Yes. He is, to be fair.
And then the other side of it is, okay, so you give it to Strowman, so then he's got to beat Strowman. And then, so then Strowman's got to beat Seth, clean or not clean, depending on whether Strowman's going to be heel or face.
All I can think about is, whoever wins, Seth or Braun, Bray's going to have tons of content for his promos.
Oh yeah, he will.
The first big Shield feud was the Wyatt family.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the build-up will be fantastic.
He brought Braun into as part of the Wyatt family, so he's got details for either of them. I just don't want to see it yet.
Oh yeah. I mean, I agree. The build-up will be phenomenal, and we will love it. I've got no doubt about the fact that I'll be waiting for Firefly Funhouse, and we'll be talking about it for weeks and weeks and weeks, and it'll be really nice and a lot of fun. But it is way too soon to throw him in a title picture. Way too soon. I mean, if this was like fucking February, March of next year, you'd be like, okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense. So then the Fiend's got to appear on Raw every couple of weeks with the title.
Yeah, because obviously they don't want him on Raw every week. But people complain because Brock did that.
But Fiend, the Fiend's not going to go and stand in the ring and cut a fucking promo, is he? Or you're going to have Bray do a live Firefly Funhouse, which won't have the desired or the same effect.
Maybe you can get a puppet of the time. Let's move on to SmackDown before we run for like 20 minutes about how Bray should and shouldn't get a title shot. Yeah. SmackDown opened with Randy Orton reading a letter from Kofi Kingston's son.
Sounds a little bit reminiscent of Joe and AJ Styles, isn't it? Yeah,
I don't know why is he getting letters from Kofi Kingston's son?
No, he doesn't read his own fan mail very often, but he picked on this one, and it said that please don't hurt my dad from whatever his son's name is. I did like Kofi's reaction where he just flipped, ran out of the ring, ran up the ramp, and just beat the shit out of Randy, and then Randy hit a draping DDT off the table at gorilla position. So
nice.
It was nice.
Like I said to you earlier, I don't think I mentioned it, but I haven't seen SmackDown yet. I was planning on doing it before the podcast. Well, I was planning on doing it yesterday. But WoW Classic, so that happens.
Oh, that's fine.
That's ran my life.
No, I don't.
I'm surprised I'm not on it now while talking to you. But I've got hosting duties.
I feel blessed. That you graced me with your presence for this.
King of the Ring tournament. Now, I did see the result of this, and I was extremely shocked. I'm not going to lie. Ali defeating Buddy Murphy.
This was a fucking good match. It goes without saying, it's Ali and Buddy Murphy.
205 guys.
But it was it's not a match that I don't think people who don't watch 205. I mean, I don't really watch 205 very often. That's that's been apparent ever since we started this podcast. But I have tuned in for sort of the odd match. If something throws all over Reddit going, you've got to see this, you've got to see it, you've got to see it, then I go, okay, I'll watch it, and then I'll be blown away by it. I think there was one. I think Cedric and Buddy was one that was on there before that was like fucking mind blowing. But yeah, Buddy and Ali was a fantastic match. Back and forth the whole way. Buddy Murphy hits a better V-trigger than Kenny Omega. Don't at me.
I saw that on Twitter.
Oh my god. I stole that phrase, but it's true. His V-trigger on Ali was fucking sickening.
Whoops. I'm just looking at the bracket for who is Ali going to face? So Ali's going to face Elias. So Ali's going to, unless there's some real shenanigans, which is also... is always possible when Shane McMahon's around. It could be Ali versus Andrade in the final of the SmackDown side.
Orgasm noises.
Right, back onto SmackDown. The Miz challenges Shinsuke Nakamura at Clash of Champions. Shinsuke wants to give Chris Jericho a kick in the bollocks and take his record from him by giving the Miz a potential championship title match.
Right, this was another chance to show what Sammy's going to be doing as the mouthpiece of Shinsuke Nakamura. which is what the whole segment was about. And Sami Zayn, some people aren't enjoying it, but personally, I think it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying Sami as the instigator of this killer of Nakamura, which is what he's basically become now. Nakamura is basically just a killer now. So then Sami's going, go on, go get him, and he's getting him, and he's going, no, what is it? He's got him again. Shinsuke's got Miz against the barricade, and Sami's going with the knee, hit him in the knee in the middle again, with the knee, and then he's got him lined up against the SmackDown advertising board, and a fucking Kinshasa, a running Kinshasa up to that, dirty, and Sami Zayn's laughing his head off the whole time. It sounds like it's like a fucking World Star video. No, that's what it's like. It's like, oh, hit him again! Oh shit, him again! That's what it's like, and I'm finding it really entertaining.
I think people are probably upset because they probably want Sami Zayn to wrestle, but Sami Zayn just loses all the time, and he could do an absolute job as a moped good boss, an absolute job on the microphone. Like, given the opportunity, he is one of the best on the mic. Absolutely. And who needs a mouthpiece more than Shinsuke at the moment?
Exactly.
Realistically,
the only other person I would want to see Nakamura with would be Heyman. And you can't get Heyman week to week on SmackDown as well as doing Raw. So yeah, makes perfect sense.
Or like you said earlier, as part of the OC,
maybe
like the silent assassin type kind of.
Sure. Well, Sami Zayn's an indie guy. Absorb that into the OC. That'd be fucking sickening. I'd love that. Oh.
Let's move on. The GIF of the hour: Bayley versus Lacey Evans. Of Bayley shouting, "Arm drag!" right at Lacey Evans.
She's in the middle of an argument. Shouts, "Arm drag!"
Arm drag. Good attempt at a cover up there, Bayley.
Nice one. Yeah.
Bayley obviously defeated Lacey.
Honestly, that's up there with Cena shouting, Shinsuke now.
The camera zoomed in on his face, and you can Shinsuke, where are you?
Now. Oh, sorry, as you were. Go on.
Deary me. But yeah, Bayley won, obviously. Randy Orton versus Big E was up next.
Big E was fired up. I like this. Big E came out of the changing room pissed off in the lead up to this because obviously Randy Orton had done Kofi dirty. So then Big E came down to me. I almost wish he didn't come out. I wish he didn't do his don't you dare. I wish he didn't do that. I wish he just sort of came. It's like he's going to do it, but he doesn't do it, and then comes up to the New Day theme, and then just sort of because he's not sort of jiggling around, walking down the ring like he usually is. He's just walking straight, eyes always on Randy Orton, purposely walking down to the ring, and pissed off Big E. I really like that. I really like pissed off Big E. And it was a very good match. A lot of back and forth. Big E obviously started with the started on top, and then Randy sort of did his usual suplex onto the announce table because fuck you, and then just sort of back and forth from there really. And then the Revival came out, interfered. Randy got the RKO 1, 2, 3.
I forgot about that partnership. It's been a long week, and I forgot the Revival and Randy Orton are still together. Which I very much like.
It's because of WoW Classic.
WoW Classic has just been awesome but bad at the same time.
1 sec, sorry, sounds going on. The fuck is that? Are we under attack?
Right, we had to pause again there because Chris's house was under attack by a helicopter. Kevin Owens costs Elias the 24/7 championship, and who was the man to win the championship?
Drake, my friend.
My boy Drake.
He's off to constipate his relationship, so good on him.
Good on him. What more can you say? Kevin Owens gets his revenge on Elias. I guess it's revenge on Elias after last week. And whenever Drake is a champion, it's always good.
It's always good on social media anyway.
Exactly. King of the Ring match, Chad Gable, Shelton Benjamin. Chad Gable won. He will face Andrade. Not much more to speak about this. Shorty G is on a roll.
Moist.
Roman Reigns refuses to believe Daniel Bryan. It was revealed, wasn't it? The attacker. It was revealed to be
Rowan.
Eric Rowan.
Yes, it was Eric Rowan.
And Daniel Bryan started slapping the shit out of him.
You lied to me! Yeah! And starts slapping him repeatedly over and over and over again. It's just Rowan should have just stood there and went, no. And just hit him. Because he's about 6 foot taller than him.
At least it's continuity, because obviously Daniel Bryan did that to Buddy Murphy about he didn't like liars.
He doesn't like liars. And then Roman responded with a fuck you and a spear. So, there you go.
Roman versus... Would it be Daniel Bryan? I guess it would, because he refuses to believe Daniel Bryan. So,
yeah.
Roman versus Daniel Bryan. We've seen it before. I'm more than happy to see it again. It should be a fantastic match. And that was SmackDown.
Yeah. It was, again, it wasn't great, but ultimately, it was a perfectly good show. Both of them were fine. There wasn't any sort of, oh, this is shit moments, really, from both of them. So, yeah. A few thumbs up overall, I guess. I
haven't seen NXT yet. I know what's happened. I saw the.
Right. Okay.
results.
So.
I just scrolling down. I saw Rhea Ripley's face, and I was like, okay. I didn't know that happened.
Oh, you didn't know?
No, I didn't know that happened.
Ooh.
I knew the other bit happened.
Oh, I don't care about the other bit. I won't care about Rhea Ripley, to be honest.
Let's go. Let's start from the beginning. Cammy Fields versus Io Shirai.
Cammy Fields got fucked. Literally.
She got fucked, as it should be.
Yeah, and then Io Shirai post-match went, I'm going to go get a kendo stick and fuck you up, and then Candice came down to the ring, took the kendo stick out of her, and proceeded to beat the ever-living fuck out of Io. Io ran away, cowered away, still mad as a box of frogs, did her own thing, and then that was that. Genuinely, that was it. But, go on.
Do you think we're going to get a trilogy from this?
Yes. Very much so. If they're still continuing it with it now, so yeah, by all means, they've got to. If it was just a one and done, then there wouldn't be any sort of continuity with it, really, would there?
Be interesting to see what happens, because I think, because obviously at the moment, Io Shirai can't challenge Shayna Baszler because she's had enough chances. I think that's the rule.
Well, didn't me and him get one chance and that's it?
Because Io Shirai had several chances and couldn't beat. Or was that Kairi?
That was Kairi. I'm sure it's Kairi.
I'm sure it was Shirai as well.
Io Shirai only had, 2 shots?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Shayna and William Regal made a deal that it was her last opportunity. If she couldn't beat her at a couple of takeovers back.
Oh no! It was at the It was in that cage match on NXT, wasn't it? That she didn't win, which then she turned heel on. So yeah, it looks like she can't face it yet.
So I think they're going to hold off on her until they might. Now that NXT's on TV,
War
they
Games
might even do it. But I think Candice is probably going to take the belt off Shayna, and then maybe in a triple threat with I don't know, but I think
Rhea
Candice.
Ripley.
Yeah, she's not going to take the belt. Her hair was all braided. I keep on scrolling down to see her face. Let's move on because I want to get onto it. Keith Lee and Dominic Dijakovic.
Oh my god, this was fucking incredible.
The thumbnail for the video is Spanish Fly. So,
Keith Lee did a fucking Spanish Fly.
5 stars.
Off the top rope to Dominic Dijakovic. And, right, I'll be honest, and another thing that's sort of well known is I don't tend to watch NXT week to week. Not that often. I'll pick up odd ones as and when. But after seeing that the Rhea Ripley spoiler, because I'd known about the Rhea Ripley spoiler.
I've not seen anything on Twitter.
This
is the first time I've seen it.
Fucking Wolfie. Blame Wolfie for that one. Because I saw, is it? No, it may not have even been Wolfie. I'm sorry, that may not have been him. That may have been Reddit. That may have been Reddit. My bad. But from a couple of weeks ago, I found out about. No, he did tell me. He DM'd me. The Rhea Ripley spoiler. I knew about it from a couple of weeks ago, but then I didn't know when it was going to be aired. So then, obviously, I just seen the spoiler. I was like, oh shit, right, I'm going to watch this NXT, and I completely forgot about the Dijakovic and Keith Lee scenario that's going on there. They were incredible. I can't.
They were incredible last time.
Oh my god! It's like what Spanish Fly. There was Dominik Dijakovic's finish is ridiculous. Well, it's a torture rack into like a GTS, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking
it looks pretty
nasty. And okay, Dijakovic picked up the win. I thought Keith Lee would win, but that's just sort of my opinion. But they seem to be putting a lot of stock behind Dijakovic. To have him beat Keith Lee and give him more time.
Dijakovic, but
it took me some time as well. But oh my god,
I can see why there's a big deal about it.
He did a nasty looking cyclone kick as well that I'd not seen someone do that before. He got a dirty cyclone kick on someone, on Keith Lee. It was very, very, very even. The whole match was even.
Obviously, their last match was double count out. And they were very even in that one, so I guess it makes sense for this one to be even.
A lot of sort of intense eye contact between the two of them. I mean, that sort of feast your eyes. Oh, no, it was. It was like just stare downs and, just a very...
Two big lads going at it.
As I'd seen on Reddit, there should be a campaign for 305 wide, which is what that was. That was mad.
Keith Lee versus the one in the Viking Raiders.
Yes.
Don't know their names anymore. Hanson.
Yes. Igor and Eric.
Let's the big two pieces. Matt said that this is the best NXT ever. I can see why. I'm really looking forward to watching this.
So
Rhea Ripley interrupts Shayna Baszler.
And it's a perfectly timed interrupt. So you've got Shayna comes out with Jessamine Manduke and Shafir, whatever the fucking name is, and they sort of saunter down to ring as they usually do. And Shayna Baszler gets a mic, literally just goes to put it to her mouth, and you hear "This is my," and it just kicks into Rhea Ripley's theme. The whole crowd goes fucking insane, and then they're like, "Oh my god, this is awesome! This is awesome! Fucking brilliant!" Rhea, because she's such a fucking badass, wanders down to the ring. She takes the mic. She takes the mic from Shayna Baszler's hand as she's about to speak. And she goes, I know what you're going to say, but what did you say? She goes, I know what you're going to say, that you've beaten everyone, but you haven't beaten me yet, bitch. And then just stands there and stares at her. And Shayna's like, yeah, let's just back off it. And that's it. That's all it needed. It was
short
perfect.
And sweet, but impactful.
Oh, absolutely.
I wonder if she's going to be a heel, because NXT don't usually do heel versus heel, but she was a fantastic heel on NXT UK.
She might be a face to start with. She might be the face of this feud, and then, but then you look at there's only one other face is high up in the women's division, isn't there? You
got Mia Yim. Obviously, she's only just faced Shayna.
Tweener. She's the equivalent of a tweener. She's as close to tweener as you could get. She's a face that does heel antics.
Candice LeRae.
Uber babyface.
You couldn't get any more collar cut babyface. But yeah, there's very big. Yeah, just bolster up the face for one pay-per-view and go to being classic, awesome heel Rhea Ripley. Before we go on to the main event, I just want to put out this was perfect from NXT. If this looks like the best show. Yeah. Obviously, there's going to be massive hype around it. People are going to be watching it on the network. And if they see this show and go, wow, this is why have I not been watching NXT? They're going to be tuning in. Yeah, like why have I not been
me?
Why have I not been tuning in every week? Obviously, you know everyone in NXT. But people probably have never seen NXT before, and this is the first show they're going to go into, possibly. Jack, and be like, oh my god, what have I been missing?
Jack, it's almost like they know what they're doing.
Exactly. And people are going to be like, well, I'm definitely watching NXT when it goes on USA.
I would not be surprised if they make this whole episode free to air on YouTube. And I think they should. This episode goes on YouTube, or every, because obviously there's only 2 weeks for NXT left until they go live. Can't be long.
18th of September.
Okay, so you've got 3 weeks, two or three episodes left. If you make those available on YouTube, pump as much fucking money at it as you can to promote it.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
Especially if it's as good as this.
Because obviously they're trying to wrap up whatever storylines they've got going at the moment and slowly start new ones, I guess, with the Rhea Ripley thing. Which is weird. Yeah, think about that. That's almost counterintuitive, isn't it? Because obviously, if you're trying to wrap up whatever stories you've got going from the network before you go to the big live 2-hour show,
Yeah, but I guess if they're wrapping things up now and people are like, shit, this is what I've been missing, they're going to go watch back, get the views on the old videos, get that up, and then they'll be ready for the 18th when there's going to be new feuds and whatnot. Let's move into the main event, though, because we had a title change. This is why, you can mute words on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like mute phrases. So like NXT's muted. NXT spoilers are muted. So I don't see anything. I knew this happened yesterday.
Yeah.
What we do? So not yesterday. Earlier on, when I woke up, I knew this happened. I saw it.
Yeah.
And it makes perfect sense. It makes the Street Profits go onto Raw, and that's essentially what happened. As the Undisputed Era are 3 times NXT Tag Team.
That's the first time ever, isn't it? It's the first time that's ever happened, isn't it?
3 Kyle O'Reilly's the only 3 time, I guess, because he's had different partners. But there's only ever been double champs.
It's an awesome thing though, and it was a brilliant match. They're always brilliant.
They have some mad chemistry together. Yeah,
the high-low finish sort of came out of nowhere as well. They usually build to that sort of finish, but it was like Anto Dawkins hit a spear on or a running tackle, whatever it fucking is, whatever he calls it, on Kyle O'Reilly. He went down like a sack of shit. He went to do it to Bobby Fish. Bobby Fish got his knee up. Angelo Dawkins, bang, hits the floor, and so he's well out of it. Kyle O'Reilly sort of stumbles up to his feet. Bobby Fish is already up on his feet. They look at each other, realise Montez is in the middle, and they go, fucking high-low, do it there, and then bang, 1, 2, 3. It was like it sort of fell into their lap. It wasn't like how most of their matches are sort of like, okay, everything's perfectly calculated. This was more of an opportunistic win, and it was different, and I really enjoyed that. And
it just shows how good they are as a tag team. If you think in kayfabe, you think, oh god, they're a good tag team, like the Revival, like old school tag team.
Yeah, and then from now you're going to see when they go to live TV, Undisputed Era will fucking run that show. Absolutely run it.
It'll be interesting to see if Roddy ever gets the North American title.
Yeah, he will. No doubt.
I'm sure. Like I said, it would happen on the last takeover.
So did I. But I think it's almost destiny.
Or will they fall back into the storyline that
Roddy isn't good enough?
Like Roddy's like the outsider kind of thing. He's not. It can go either way. And to be honest, it's Undisputed Era. They could make gold out of either one.
Exactly.
I'd rather them stay together as a foursome than split off, because Roddy's a bland.
No, I mean they're going to bring in like No Way Jose or
Kevin Owens
or Heath Slater, or
Kevin Owens.
Or Kevin Owens. Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be pretty awesome.
Him and Adam Cole are best buds. You got to do it.
And just one minor thing. I know whether they do this often, because again I don't watch NXT very much, but they dedicated like a 2 or 3 or 4 minute package to Johnny Gargano's career in NXT. And they're making it public that where does Johnny go now? What does Johnny do next? Does he stay in NXT?
To see if he pops up in the first show.
I mean, I think he'll pop up in the first show. I just think that I don't think you're going to see him wrestle again in NXT. I think this is him going off to SmackDown or Raw now. I think this is it. Because, but then,
considering how Tommaso Ciampa, the whole thing that happened there.
Well, the feud, wherever it is, the feud's dead regardless. There's no heat in that feud now anyway, because Ciampa's a face. Ciampa's going to be as uber face when he returns.
He's trying to be heel on YouTube videos of Adam Cole, like saying stuff about Adam Cole, but the fans are going to give him the biggest of big pops when he returns.
Big W as well.
Big dub. That was NXT, and that's the first time Chris is ever going to talk me through NXT, and it's probably going to be the last time as well.
Yes, I'm gonna name this when Chris watches NXT. I think I'm going to do that.
But it does. I'm going to watch it either tonight or tomorrow. It does look like quite possibly the best NXT ever. We had a surprise debut. We had squash match, massive boys punching each other, and a title change. What more do you want?
Big strong boy.
Anything else to add while we wrap it up?
Literally nothing.
Literally nothing. Chris watched NXT. We did predictions. Sorted. Social medias. Yeah. Follow us on Twitter at BadBookersWP.
Yeah, finishing the podcast isn't so fucking easy.
I was trying to segue into it and it didn't work. Follow us on Twitter at BadBookersWP. Follow us on. We got an Instagram. It's going to be used for New Japan. I'm going to start using it finally. I don't know how to use Instagram. It's scary. We have a Facebook page as well. Bad Bookers on there. YouTube. Subscribe to that. Just type in Bad Bookers Wrestling Podcast or Bad Bookers. You'll find us on there. And last but not least, our websites, www.badbookers.com. All our content's on there. Link to our Patreon if you want to be so helpful. Do that.
Got Power Slam TV as well.
And check out Power Slam TV. And if you want a free month, they've got Progress and whatnot, and ICW on there. So watch it. If you want a free month, just Bad Bookers, no space, capital letters, and you'll get a free month on purchasing your first month. So it's perfect. But Chris, thank you very much. Thank you for listening.
Anytime,
and we shall see you again next week. Bye.
Bye.
Are you tired of the same old pro wrestling? Then check out the amazing action on Powerslam.tv, the biggest indie pro wrestling channel in the world. Get over 4,000 hours of the best pro wrestling events from over 110 of the biggest names in the industry from over 15 countries around the globe. Get your free trial today at Powerslam.tv.